17104.com. This is Zanetta Wingfield, and you're listening to The Voice 17104.com. The Voice 17104.com.
Go Tab.
All right. Welcome, Mr. Jason Benefield. You know, I've been wondering, with Taft not being here, would there be someone that would come up with the microphone and look at what we have here. You're making him proud.
I hope he likes this. I hope he likes exactly how I'm showing up right now, just for him.
I'm sure he does. When actually I talked to him a little bit earlier, and he told me to tell you hello, and he was glad to hear that you were coming on. I think he wants to make sure that I'm not enjoying this by myself, I guess.
Hey, well, I am always here when you need me. Just always let me know.
Well, okay. Hey, I'm going to hold you to that, because we've got, I think, about maybe 7 or 8 more weeks. He's doing, I forgot, food ops or something class, and it's Monday and Tuesday from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. And so this is where they are learning to do the food prep behind the scenes of the restaurant. And then the next class that he will do will be the actual cooking of the class. So he's really enjoying it. So I'm proud of him.
Has he come home and made anything for you yet?
Yes, he has. He's always liked to cook, and so it's kind of surprising. But Taft cooks with things that or the stuff that he leaves here is stuff I'm never going to use again. And then he was looking through the seasonings, and he was like, "Did you use the tarragon?" And I was like, "Said no one ever." Like, and it's in this little plastic container, and it's this little square little thing. And I was like, "No." Or then he brought fennel, and he was like, "You can use the rest of it." And I was like, "I don't think I even tasted it in this last dish." Like, what do you do with fennel or truffle butter or something? It's the stuff that he's got, he needs. He'll say, "Oh, you can go ahead and use that." And I'm like, "Oh, it'll be here when you get back." It will be here. It will be here when you get back. So yes, he does. He cooks. He does cook, and he does very well.
Good. Very good. Well. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, he does really well. So he's, got some plans and some things that he wants to do. So I'm looking forward to it. I want to say hello to Randy Massey, my mom. Hey, Mom, in Rock Hill, South Carolina. I'm kind of struggling with this one right here. She said he did a lot of cooking. Yes, he did. She loves to make sure that everybody knows that Taft did a lot of cooking for the Thanksgiving holiday. He did.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
We got out of the car. He went, put his stuff down, washed his hands, and he was in the kitchen.
Is that right?
Yeah, Taft made oxtails as well. He's not just, some of this newfangled stuff. He's getting some of the old school stuff too. Yes, we cleaned the oxtails and made oxtails, and they were very good. I thought I would have a container to bring back home of oxtails, but apparently Taft and my mother already had plans, and they already had discussed how the distribution of said oxtails would go. Anywho.
don't tell me that you're about to be cut out of the leftovers moving forward,
Yes.
huh?
Oh
I
my
mean,
goodness.
it's a no leftover life for you right now, huh?
No, just like Christmas gifts. I mean, once you have children, you're out. You know, birthdays, Christmas, everything, you're out once you have children. Even like pies, she will save Taft a whole pie. And then I'm scrounging around like, what happened to that pie? It was a sweet potato pie. There was one pie left.
Right.
Then you go find Taft and he's like, thanks, Gran. Yeah, it is. It's that bad. It's that bad. Jason, it is
Yes.
good to see you. It is good to see you. So,
Yes.
I gotta ask. I gotta ask about the locks. I like the new look. I like the new look. I see you, bro. I like the new look. So, tell me about it. You cut your you cut your locks off.
I did. I cut them off, and I'm looking at doing the fro hawk.
Okay.
Getting
What's the fro hawk?
well, it's like more like it's like almost like a mohawk, but it's like a fro. Like
Okay.
let me see. Let me give you some reference. Oh Lord, he just won the Super Bowl. It's amazing. I can't remember his
Patrick
name.
Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes. Yeah.
Okay.
So something like, I mean, not as curly, but almost something almost similar to that, where it's like
so
it's
like
faded, tapered.
Got
Yeah,
you.
taper on the side. Yeah.
Got you.
But yet not too homey-ish, more
I
a
get it.
little bit more civil,
Mhm.
kind of, sort of.
Right. Little organized.
Right. I mean, I can still go out in public and be respected,
Right.
yet, be, kind of a homie.
Yeah, that look pretty much, his look pretty much would only work under a helmet and on a football field. So yeah. So do you miss the locks? Do you miss it?
Believe it or not, I don't. I don't miss them at all. I don't miss the maintenance, and I don't also miss the I think the weighing down of the head too. Cause like my head, like it's just free. It's just like I don't have to worry about it falling in my face, or have to put it over my ear, or have to try to put it in a bun, but it's not long enough yet, all that.
Right. Okay. Was there, well, I'm asking all these questions not because I'm thinking about cutting mine. I'm not thinking about that. Just want to be clear. But a friend of mine here in Harrisburg, she had locks, and I want to say maybe almost as long as mine. And she cut hers, and she said, and she cut them off and restarted them though. But she said that she felt lifted. She said she felt like a burden had been lifted. So she felt like, and it was almost as if she was saying her hair was carrying that energy.
Yeah.
And so she let go of it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you can't wash that energy out? I mean,
that's a good thought. But yet so the first time I had him done, that was the second time that's the third time. The third time I had him done by a gentleman here in LA, and I think his energy was in the way that he was doing it. And it was like every time it was getting done, because he was charging me by the hour. So he would, a lot of
head to cover too.
Right, exactly. So he would stop, go use the bathroom or go eat something. And I'm like, dude, I got you on the timer. So I would cut the timer off whenever he'd stop doing my hair. And it was just like that energy behind that. And I found somebody else. And this person was just like wonderful, yet he didn't like the number of locks I had in my hair. So it was always an issue with him redoing them. And so then it was just like, you know what? There's just way too much negative energy around my head about my head,
Right.
And so at first, when I said I'm going to restart, and then when we redid them, I didn't like the way it was when we redid them. And so it was like each time it was just like it just didn't feel right, and now it just feels marvelous.
Wow. That's interesting that you said, and this, once again, and as always, definitely not where the conversation was going, but this is how we always do. But it's interesting that you talk about the energy around your head, your hair. And so I don't know if you can really see the picture behind me.
Not really.
It's a lady. And she's sitting, and she's got the little girl sitting down between her legs, and she's doing the little girl's hair.
Okay.
And so, for those of us who grew up, with hair, coarse, coarse hair with this kind of hair, you remember this, and there are certain things that you can say to a Black woman that she will know. If you say, have you ever had the back of your ears burned?
Right.
She will know. Or you say, hold your ears, and you just automatically know what that means.
Right.
And so I think that there's trauma associated with it. And even like the first perms were called kitty kits.
Okay.
And they were not kitty kits. It was awful. Okay. But it is. There's something with it, and something with our hair. But there's also, I think, something very magical.
Yeah.
Not that I believe in magic, but you know what I mean? But there's something just extraordinary about it too, that I wouldn't trade it, for anything. It's just something about it. And so it's our crown. But I think that maybe there's some concoction we can come up with for people who feel like they got that energy in their hair and they don't want it, but they want to keep their hair, so you can wash that right out of your hair.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. That there can be a different way to release that energy. It could always be just simple meditation, simple journaling, simple prayer, whatever it would take to alter or to transmute that belief, that idea that has originally been created due to what has taken place. When you got your hair done, the kitchen being too nappy, so it's like it's like, ow, stop, ow, there's always something with the tender-headed individuals, and so it is like, looking at it from the perspective is that these individuals are doing the best they can with what they have.
Right.
And they are trying to give you something, so that way you can be quote unquote presentable before somebody else. And then as that takes place, just notice when you, oh Lord, I'm coming up with an analogy right now. So it's like, for you to be presentable, you have to go through pain. You have to go through hurt. You have to go through a untangling in order for you to look your best.
You got to go through the refiner's fire.
Got to go through the fire, right? Exactly, right? Like Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, right?
That's right.
You got to go through the fire.
Literally through the fire, because your neck is all, it just is. And then when you learn to do it yourself, you go back and burn yourself, so it's not easy. Well,
think about that just real quick before you move on, just real quick. Think about that point you just made about you doing your own hair, and then all of a sudden you also burn it, you burn yourself while you're trying to do it. But yet, think about how more forgiving you are when you burn yourself than when somebody else does it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Even as a braider. So I am extremely tender-headed. But I also braid, and I'm very heavy-handed. So I can braid my hair so tight that it is just, just to touch it is painful. But no one else can do that, because then I'm like, like I would see my mother coming towards my head with the comb, and I'd be like, oh, she's like, I haven't even touched you yet. That's that, they know how to do it.
Oh,
I think
man.
they learned that back in the day. They taught them that in Sunday school. You know.
The little pops, those pops.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So, but it's true. But as in any other situation, which is a good point, as in any other situation, it's much easier to forgive yourself for something you've done to yourself, because you wouldn't hurt yourself intentionally.
Right.
And not that, not that our mothers were hurting us intentionally, but it's just, that's coming from an external source.
Right.
It definitely, I think it's definitely more easier. It's easier because I know what I can do to me. So
Absolutely.
we got a couple of things on the list to talk about, but before we do, I want to let's get the question out there for Family Feud. We've been doing Family Feud. So Minister Chris, if we can have the Family Feud, and if you have the correct answer, you get a blue X. And if you have an incorrect answer, you get a buzzer and the red X. So the question is, name a professional sports team named after a bird. And Jason, I don't know if you see comments, but I don't. Okay.
I'm up, but I don't see any right now though. Okay.
So any comments or anything, people can put the comments in.
Oh, we got one.
Okay.
Yeah, we got Falcons.
The Falcons. So yes, let me go back and finish the sentence, the question.
Oh, go ahead, please.
Name a professional sports team named after a bird. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 top answers on the board, and I will keep track of the ones that we get. And Falcons is on there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Falcons is number 5.
Number 5? What? Yes. That's one of the most interesting football teams in the league.
Well, where are they from? Atlanta?
No, yeah, Atlanta Falcons.
Okay.
Yeah. Very good. Very good.
Well, see, that's the one I didn't think. That's the one I didn't think anybody would say, because I was like, who is that, a hockey team? I'm just kidding. Just jokes. That is correct. Yes, the Falcons are on there. So I wanted to talk. You got another one?
Yeah, but it's interesting. It looks like it says Edgar or Eager. I'm not sure what that is.
I think that's supposed to be the Eagles.
Oh, the Eagles. Okay. Thank you.
Ooh, yes, 54 people. That is the number one answer, the Eagles. Not the number one team, just the number one answer.
Hey, they could have won that game, that last play. And I believe there was another play too as well. Oh, when the momentum was stopped during, I know I just went right into sports.
No, we're good with it. We'll take it. Let's hear it.
And it was that play where the momentum was stopped because they made a substitution, and then the play was already in motion. They blew the play dead after the ball was already thrown. And because they wanted to wait for the defense to substitute. And I thought that was ridiculous and horrible. And I just felt like they had it in for the Eagles. Because they was beating up on Mahomes. Because I don't think those boys would have came back.
Well, I too think, and I was sort of like, I really didn't care, but I kind of wanted Kansas City to win, but I don't really know why, even though I'm right here in Pennsylvania.
Right.
So I didn't really have a reason. But I think that they could have won. I think that they could have won. And I know that people say, well, it was a bad call, but it was a couple of calls where I felt like they were like down to, roll it back, play it back, like that first touchdown. And they were like, nope, his elbow hit the ground.
Right.
Like, they were like nitty gritty with it.
Right. Yeah.
And then Mahomes got hurt again. He got hurt again. And the thing that I did not like, aside from the fact that I wasn't really impressed with the halftime show, but that's a whole nother story.
What?
Oh my goodness, not you too.
What?
It too? You thought it was great?
Come on, she is suspended in the air on some wires on a stage. How was that not awesome? Had a stage underneath her, had stages right next to her. She up there dancing in a harness. Come on, singing in a harness. How awesome is that? You know?
Please tell me you're being sarcastic and facetious. Please tell me that you are not serious.
Listen, I don't think anybody would ever beat Michael Jackson's halftime show, hands down. Correct. I don't think anybody would ever beat that.
Correct. I agree.
But I think that what she did was number 2 because of the fact I give
God,
her
wait.
number 2.
Number 2?
I give her number
over
2.
Prince? I think Kid Rock did better than that. Didn't Kid Rock do it one year?
I'm gonna have to see what Kid Rock did because I may have got up and left because some people I just don't watch.
No, me either. But I like Kid Rock.
Beyonce did real good because I love Formation.
Beyonce?
I like how she did Formation, right?
Okay.
When she did the Formation, that was phenomenal.
Was that when she
Perry
almost
was
fell?
pretty good, huh?
Was that when she almost fell?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, because she went down and then she came back and she almost fell. But go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. So you think that this was better than last year's, better than Snoop 50?
Oh,
Dre,
okay. That was good. That was
Mary J. Blige.
Okay, musically, it was better because Dr. Dre is a beast. I mean, he is undeniable. I mean, come on, the Grammys named an award after him. That's how awesome this man is.
Yes.
And it's interesting, and oh boy, I'm about to go down a rabbit hole. Besides who he is personally to who he is musically, he is just a great and awesome person above and beyond.
Above and beyond. So
yeah.
So
so then I give her number 3. I give her number 3, but since you brought up Prince, I give her number 4.
Okay, wait, I'm pulling up. Let's see here. So this is sports, NBC. I think this is NBC or ABC Sports. Says the top ranking the 15 best Super Bowl halftime shows in history. Okay. And people have to understand that this clearly was not on our list. Great conversation, but this is how we always end up talking. We started somewhere totally different. They said number 15 is the Rolling Stones. 14, Lady Gaga. Cross that out. Yeah. 13 was Maroon 5. I
don't remember them doing.
Is that a boy band? Is that like
no? It's an alternative rock band, which I love. Okay, I like that band. I like some alternative rock, and that band I really like.
Number 12 from 2020, Jennifer Lopez and Shakira. I'm gonna have to say that was better than Riri.
Yeah, that was better.
That was better than Riri.
And also she did more dancing, and it was much more entertaining. And then plus, I couldn't get my eyes off of the TV.
So that puts Rihanna back at down at 6 or so.
Probably, yeah.
Number 11, you're 5. Okay, U2. Yeah. I don't remember that one, but in 2002, U2 was on. I'm pretty sure they were good just because they.
Yeah, U2 is good. Great band.
2014, Bruno Mars. That was good.
Yeah, Bruno Mars is a great performer.
Number 6.
Yeah, that puts her at 6. Yeah.
Oh, number 9 last year was The Weeknd. Yeah, I remember it, but
The Weeknd. It was
Number 8, Madonna, 2012.
That was pretty good. I'm not a big fan, but I enjoyed it.
Number 7, Katy Perry.
Yeah, I like that one. I really enjoyed that one.
Number 6, Janet Jackson.
Now, number 2 maybe, because I don't care what happened after, because I missed it. I'm mad I missed it. Okay, I mean, because I got up and I went to go get me a chicken wing, and I heard and I was like, go ahead.
That was all planned, but I guess that was Kid Rock was on that one with Janet Jackson.
No. That was Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, it was Timberlake, but okay, let me see. Let's see. While the 2004 performance included Diddy, who performed in a sea of smoke, was Diddy and Nelly? Nelly, who came out in a giant red car to sing Hot in Here, and Kid Rock and Jackson. So maybe they didn't mean Kid Rock, but Kid Rock was on, but that was Timberlake that reached over and ripped her thing off. They're saying they're saying that Rihanna is number 5.
Wow. And we just bumped her down to 6.
Well, I think
no, 7 actually.
We had bumped her down to like 7 or 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they're saying Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg is number 4. Number 3, Beyonce and Destiny's Child. Oh, no, there's a problem here.
You think
they
so?
have Michael Jackson at number 2.
No.
Prince at number 1. No, Michael Jackson is number 1.
What he did, nobody else duplicated what he did.
Nobody. Still have not.
Because
even with her coming down on the thing. Didn't Pink do it one year? Pink was on. I like Pink.
Pink was on?
I think Pink did it one year.
She may have.
And I think she came down on something suspended or something or another. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with no on that. But at any rate, before we went to all that, I fell asleep on the end of the game.
Okay.
And I woke up and they had won. I woke up and the streamers were coming down. I was like, what happened? Yeah. So I had to go back and rewatch it all over again. So, which means that the game was a little bit uneventful for me.
Right, that you weren't really entertained.
No, because I don't like when it's they scored. I mean, come on, either blowout or don't play. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it was almost a blowout.
It could have been. It could have been.
After halftime, it was like,
yeah, I think everybody was sort of like, oh, okay, yeah, just whatever. So, but it was good. It was good. I did go back and watch it. And so I was pleased. I was pleased with it either way. So, I mean, I was pleased with the outcome, but it's not like a good boxing match.
Okay, right, yeah.
It's not like a good boxing match, which is what I like. I like to see.
You like boxing?
Oh, I love boxing.
What?
I love boxing. And then now I'm not going to remember his name, the little bitty guy. He's like a super duper featherweight. He's got a really big smile. He just won. And not Jones. Roy Jones, I think, is one. No, not Roy Jones.
No, Roy Jones, I think he's retired.
No, he's one of his people, though. He's one of his.
Oh, it's one of his people.
No, okay. Floyd Mayweather is one of his people.
Okay.
He's one of this guy's people.
Okay.
But he fought, and it was a good match, if I could just remember his name.
Okay.
But it was a really good match. But they're like, the featherweight. They're just such little people.
Yeah, they're little. Yeah,
they're such little people.
They're they're throwing their arms like this.
Oh, he's muscle. He's muscle, and he's like, I think he's like the undefeated featherweight. What's the undefeated featherweight? Let's see, undefeated featherweight champion of the world. What did we do before we had this?
Why? I think about that every time when I look at this doggone phone. I'll be like, how did we live? Like, were we really that primitive? Go ahead.
Yeah. We had to have been. We were etching stuff. We were etching stuff in rocks and burning tablets and stuff.
In 1980.
We had hammers and chisels, and we were like, hold on, I'm going to send you a message. And we were beating it into the side of.
I learned smoke signals when I was 12. That's what I was learning smoke signals.
Yes, it was just like last year that I let my pigeons go, that I was putting messages. It was just last year that I let the pigeons go.
When I watched Game of Thrones and they were sending off ravens, I was like, I remember doing that. I remember doing that.
See, I'm just telling you. So I did get my messages.
Okay.
So let's go back. Chris Thomas, I think we said that Oh,
Yeah.
Mom said Eagles. Chris Thomas said Ravens. So we're still
Ravens.
getting answers to our questions.
Yeah.
Ravens, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ravens is the number 4 answer. 5 people said Ravens. So
Wow.
way to go.
Wow.
Way to go. Way to go. So I wanted to go and I wanted to talk about Tyree Nichols, the young man that was murdered, who was killed in Tennessee, and the 5 officers that beat him. So I think it was earlier this week, all 5 of them pled not guilty. Of course. I mean, I guess that's par for the course. You have to do that.
Of course.
What I find, right.
You have to be proven guilty. So if you say not guilty,
now you got to prove
that they're not.
Right. Because if they'd have said guilty, if they'd have just told the truth and said guilty, then that would have been the end of it. They'd have been like, lock them up, throw away the key.
Right.
Interestingly, people are still losing their jobs over this. People, and this lady, I believe she's the police chief. She is not she's not playing with them. If she finds out that you had anything to do with it, she finds out that you have anything to do with it, you are losing your job. Wow. If you stood and you watched, you're losing your job. Then they were a part of this special group, and it was called the Scorpion Unit. So after this happened, she shut down the Scorpion Unit. She was like, it's done. And so now they're going back and investigating other things that have been said, because they believe that this probably is not the first time that it's happened.
Overturned convictions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So and it's a sister. It's a sister, African-American woman. She is not playing. She said, not on my watch.
Right. Okay, Yala.
Yeah. Now it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because she's having to do this with these young men.
Right.
And I'm a little bit torn.
Okay.
I'm a little bit torn.
Okay.
And then I'll tell you the other issue I have.
Okay.
I'm a little bit torn because there's a part of me, and I probably need to check this. So I know you'll help me. Okay. But there's a part of me that wants to see like a OJ Simpson type thing. Like, we know he did it, but he beat the system. Do you know what I'm saying? Because of all the times like this time, for all the times that they got the wrong person, for all the times this happened. And it's not that I'm condoning and saying, oh, I'm glad OJ did it. We know you did it, OJ. But what I'm saying is, I was glad that the system didn't work for them. Right. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like it normally does.
Like it normally does. So this one time, we won, right? Like, I remember exactly where I was when they announced the verdict for OJ, So now
you have some heat around this OJ situation.
Oh, I do, because he did it. Yeah, we know he did it. Yeah. I do have issues with OJ. I do. Because then after, I can't let it go now. Because then after he got off, right? He should have got somewhere and sat down.
Right.
But instead, he went and got locked up for stealing his own stuff.
Right.
And then the time that they would have given him for the murder, they gave it to him for stealing his own stuff. Really? Interestingly, though, and I've talked about this, I think we talked about this on the show once before. Interestingly, OJ still gets his pension. His pension from the NFL can't be touched. So the only money that they can get for the civil suit that he was found guilty and they did win is for any earnings outside of that. So if OJ doesn't want them to get any money, then he just doesn't do anything. But he's
he doesn't
still
have to do anything.
Right. And I think they said it's like something like $630,000 a year or something ridiculous. So anywho.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say, Okay, I understand like a lot of people, and it's kind of interesting to me that so many people believe that he did it. I, for one, don't believe that he did.
You don't think OJ, you are the only person.
I
You
might
don't
be the
think he
only
did it?
person.
What's
I
your
might be the only
theory?
person.
What's your theory?
Because here, number one, Goldman was a homosexual. One, okay? So he was not, you know, there was no way that homegirl was
Nicole.
Nicole, thank you, was cheating on him, first of all, with him. So because that's what they were saying was the impetus for him to do what he did.
Sure.
So if you don't have anything else, then there was no reason for him to show up at that house to do what they said he did.
But what if he didn't know that? What if he didn't know he was a homosexual? What if he didn't know that they weren't cheating? Or what if she was cheating, but just maybe not with him, but what if she was cheating?
But weren't they already separated or divorced or something like that?
Yeah, but they were still together. I mean, not together, but I'm sure in his mind that, you know, I didn't say he's never been accused of being the brightest person. So I'm just saying, maybe in his mind, they were still together, because even she said that he had been stalking her. She didn't say it because she couldn't say nothing after that, but her family,
her family and friends were saying
said that he would show up in places and she would be like, oh my goodness, he's here again. Look, if he didn't do it, then AC was it AC Collins or his best friend?
His best friend, the guy that was living there?
No, that's the white guy.
Right.
No, his best friend was the black guy that was driving the van.
Okay.
That was driving the van when he was trying to get away, and he laying down in the back of the van talking about OJ, is it
the white Bronco?
Yes.
You can never forget about the Ford Bronco. That's
cannot.
Seared in the minds of.
But he disappeared. Like, we never heard from him again at all.
Right.
But then the white guy that was the pool guy that was living in the house, he tried to make himself, you know, relevant and become a reality star and all of that stuff. But anywho, back to our original.
Randy Massey said, "Do not say that. Do not say."
That's mom. Do not say what?
Yo, what she said? What she mean by that? Do not say that.
Don't say that he didn't do it, or don't say that he did do it.
Right. Which one? I want to know which one now.
Yeah.
I want
Jason, you in trouble.
I'm in trouble. Could be you.
Oh, Jason.
And you know, I just
said, I don't think OJ did it. Mom, you don't think OJ did it? Or do you want him? No, wait. Or you don't want Jason to say that she doesn't, that he doesn't think OJ did it. Wow. Have we not discussed this, that you don't think OJ did it?
Me and you, I don't think we ever discussed this.
No, my mother. So now there's two people that don't think that OJ did it. But you have to understand, Jason, my mother believes in the best of everything and everyone.
Well, that's what the real moms do, though.
Right. But I think OJ did it. I think OJ did it. But now let's go back. Let's backtrack to.
Yeah, cool.
we way off. So let's backtrack to these 5 gentlemen that, thanks to technology, we know they did it.
Yeah, right.
We
Hands
know
down.
they did it. There won't be any if it doesn't fit, you must acquit or any of that. We know they did it. But here's what I found very interesting. Here are the charges that they have against them. 2nd-degree murder, aggravated assault, aggravated kidnapping, official misconduct, and official oppression.
Official oppression.
I'm glad that caught your eye. So, Minister Chris, I sent you the definition, or I sent you what I could find on official oppression. So maybe we can unpack that, because I got another problem all of a sudden.
Yeah, that I have never heard of that. And 2nd-degree murder, I think that's the one that could really put them in, to give them jail time, because I think they were always given first degree or something. It was something very fishy with these laws. Like, you really couldn't put the cop away if they got charged for a specific type of murder,
Oh, okay. Well, they're throwing it at them. So it says official oppression denies or impedes another in the exercise or enjoyment of any right, privilege, power, or immunity, speculating or wagering an official action or information. So denies or impedes another in the exercise or enjoyment of any right, privilege, power, or immunity. I'm gonna use this.
I like it.
I believe that I have been officially oppressed several times.
How could you not? Matter of fact, they said that this is a litigious society. I believe now that law is in effect. I bet you're gonna see more and more people in court because of that.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I'm about to flood the court system. Every time when I go to the grocery store and I gotta check out my own stuff, I'll be like, this is official oppression. You are impeding my right to enjoy having this cashier ring up my stuff. What? That is, so I think though, although I'm serious, that I do think that, like you said, that now they're pulling these things out. It's not a new law. So now they're pulling these things out. People are going to start using that.
Right, absolutely.
But I think that they had to they were like, throw this in there too. When they were trying to rack up the charges for these men, throw that in there too. Like official misconduct and official oppression, really?
Yeah. Official misconduct. Yeah. That's almost like a misdemeanor, it sounds.
Yes. Well, I think these last two are misdemeanors. But we cannot pull the race card on this and say that if it were, a black man and white officers, they just letting them off the hook.
Right.
And now I think this is the protection of officers. I think this is
the blue veil.
Right. This is the fraternal order of officers, So they're still going to protect their fellow officers.
Yeah. I watched Blue Bloods, which is one of my favorite TV, and I don't know why, but I like the show. And Tom Selleck is the police commissioner.
Oh, is that the guy with the raspy voice? I know who Tom Selleck is, but the other guy, he talks kind of like that. Is that the show with him?
No, I don't think so. No. You know what? Now I have to find out what you talk about that has Tom Selleck and the raspy guy voice.
Well, I don't know if Tom Selleck is in that same one, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey, there's so much TV out there. You could be right. So, and a lot of times when they're talking about different things that are confronted when it comes to the cops, he has like a circle that helps him talk through things. And he has a lieutenant who is just like hard-nosed, cops are right no matter what, no matter who, we have to protect our own. And then you have his deputy commissioner who is not a cop. And, he comes from the aspect of the people because he actually used to write for a paper. So he was a press gentleman. So a lot of times when you hear different things, you don't hear a lot of times, especially from a cop, we have to take responsibility for what happened.
Right.
You never hear that. You only hear, well, what did that person do? What was this person's priors? Does he have any priors?
Right.
Like it's almost like there's no forgiving. There's, what I'm saying? It's like the person served their, if you want to use this, they served their time, right? They made up for, quote unquote, this society. what they did against society. But you're holding that against that person.
Right.
Yet you never look at the cop itself that is either overworked, doesn't have a good home relationship, probably jacked up in the head, We don't never look at that. We always look at the other person. We never look at the fact of what and so I brought that up for some reason or another.
Because I was getting ready to ask, because then in that case, are you suggesting mental issues, mental health concerns of why?
Big time. Big time.
So do you think that should play a part? If you were their attorney, would you introduce that as a reason why they may have done this?
Not for them to get off.
Okay, good. Okay.
So then I don't think I would bring it up then, because if I'm the defender, I need to bring up stuff that's going to help them get off. I wouldn't bring up mental health, because then that means that they didn't do their due diligence on taking care of themselves.
Well,
and you'll see that also in the show too, about how the cops don't want to go to see a therapist, especially after a shooting or after something traumatic.
Right. Yeah. That's typical, because I too watch Law and Order SVU. And they never want to go, they never want to get therapy or counselor or anything else. But I do think that there is a mental health issue here, because anytime you can do something like that to someone, anytime you can take another life, and even if your intention at that point was not to take their life, if you got to lift the person up, prop him up, if you can take a picture of it, you can do all these things. There's some mental health issues there. Really quick, I want to say hi to Chris Camouflage Williams. I didn't see it before. Chris Camouflage Williams, good to see you. Good to see you. So I was just a little bit concerned, a little bit, the charges. And then I thought it was interesting that they're all out on bond. Again.
So I'm amazed at the amount of protection that any individual of Caucasian descent gets after doing something heinous.
Right.
And just like, but a person of African-American descent can go to jail for a long period of time for an ounce of weed.
But these men are all African-American. But they're police officers. So that's their privilege card. So that's why I said, now we can't play the race card. We don't have that anymore. And I feel like this will be the yardstick that people will use. And from now on, they'll be like, look, don't say that, because remember those 5 boys? They're going to call them boys. Remember those 5 boys in Tennessee? We let them off on bond. So like you said, if I jaywalk, they're going to throw the book at me. I'm going to need a commissary account and everything. But these 5, but I think it's because they're police officers.
I've been over the police since Rodney King. Yeah, I've been over them,
See?
And so
that's why I was happy about OJ.
That's why. And so I believe that when anyone that does not have the cojones or the fortitude to be a man, we have lost the ability to knuckle up.
All right.
And we've lost the ability to use our word. Well, we never were able to use our words because we never learned that as men. So, but now we have the opportunity to use our words.
Right.
And now we have the opportunity to think and know that how the other person is responding to you is not against you. It is just what they are doing and how they feel and what's going on with them. So then there's absolutely no reason anymore in this day and age where individuals have to take anything so seriously that you feel like that you have to be against a person enough to even think that their life is not worth being on this planet.
I would take it further and say not even their life, but their dignity. But their dignity. Because see, that's an attack on his dignity. You know what I'm saying? So even if they just beat him up, even had he have lived, think of the trauma that this young man would have gone through. Think of how that would affect his life. And as a man, to be beat like that.
Yeah.
You know, there are laws that would put them in jail longer had it have been a dog.
Oh my God. Stop it.
I'm just saying.
Because I'm still hot about that. Okay.
I'm just saying.
I'm still hot about that.
So
I
yes,
seen him on ESPN and I still felt sorry for him.
Yes. We're talking Michael Vick here.
Michael Vick. Yes.
There are laws. There are laws. And you know, that wasn't a big, long, drawn out. They was like, yep, he did it, throw him away. So there are laws that will protect the dog.
Yeah.
More than the man.
Yeah. More than the black man.
More than the black man. Yes. I agree.
Yes.
So I think it was more than them. And I think that these charges need to be about more than them taking his life.
Yeah.
And so they shouldn't have to prove whether or not they intended for him to die. Right. Because at the end of the day, he died. Right. That shouldn't be what it happened. That's already done. So I feel like second-degree murder, that's a no-brainer. Guilty. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you know, the aggravated assault, aggravated kidnapping, I just think that there should be some other things, because right away their intention was to kill his spirit. Yeah. That was their intention. Whether they meant for him to die a physical death, there was an emotional murder. There was, they were killing and taking and stripping him of his dignity, of his pride, of his manhood. Yeah. You know? And so that's my 2 cents for what it's worth. And as you can tell, I've thought about it and I've been like, So I haven't been able to write about it yet. Okay. I know I want to write a poem about it, because it's obviously something that has angered me. You know, something's really got under my skin, but I haven't been able to write it because I'm not really sure what angle. You know, not necessarily. I know that I'm not writing it from their perspective, but I'm just, it still hurts. It's too fresh. Yeah. You know, and there's so many other things going on that I know we won't have a chance to get to. So I'm hoping that we'll see you same place, same time next week. But there's so many other things going on. Yeah. You know, there was the shooting in Michigan. And you know, I don't want to say the wrong thing here, but what I want to say is once upon a time, things could happen. And if you weren't watching the TV and you were just listening and you heard that this happened, you almost automatically knew what the culprit looks like. Yes. Did I do that okay?
You did that very well. Very good. Thank you.
So now I'm concerned, because now I feel like I got to go look at the TV. I got to peek around and see, because you don't know. Yeah.
There's been a few of them like that. The brother that was in the service, that did this mass shooting. The brother that did the mass shooting from in the trunk of the car. That brother, shucks, that was in DC, I think. He was just,
Oh,
they
you're
was
not
just
talking
driving
about
around.
years ago.
Yeah, I'm talking about years
The
ago.
father and son, the
The father and
sniper.
son. Yes.
Yeah, that we knew. We just knew. Oh, we knew that was not.
Right.
And then not only was it, but then they had these strong Muslims names like
Yes.
Akbar and Muhammad or
Yes.
something.
Yes.
I was like, oh, I know they're lying. They're
Yeah.
lying on them. Oh no, that's not true.
And then the football gentleman,
Yeah.
that one,
Yeah.
I'm like, really?
What's happening? Yeah. What's happening?
Are we not coming up? Are we lost our minds where we have we just totally lost our way on how we handle things now?
Yes, the answer to that question is yes. There are a lot of things, and there are a lot of things that are very minor, and what do you call it? Microaggressions. They're very minor things that I think that are happening, that have been allowed to happen, that are changing the way things are done, because there are certain things. Case in point, my mother said, do not say that.
Right.
You and I were ready to drop that conversation as soon as she said it. Look, we were done with it. We didn't know who said what or what said who, but both of us were like, do not say that. We were done with that. We didn't go back to that. We just wanted to see which one you were saying, do not say that.
Right.
But even then, we were done with that.
Right.
Because it's something that happens culturally and generation-wise. Now, I go on to TikTok. Not that it matters for anything, but remember, these are children that will one day be young adults, that will be grown people who will be bringing up children, that, the cycle. Yeah. They're doing some of these dance crazes and these dance challenges and gyrating and doing them, and that's not good. That's not good. So you're doing this with your mom, or they've got videos where you can't tell which one is the mother, which one is the grandmother, which one is the daughter, because they all dress just alike with very little on, eyelashes like this, nails out to here. Why wouldn't we start to lose our way? Why wouldn't we start to do things that we didn't do before? Back in the day, when you traveled, minor things, doesn't mean much to anyone, but I believe this is where it starts. Back in the day, when you traveled, you got dressed. Yeah. You got dressed like you were going somewhere.
Right.
You were matching, you were cute. Now you see people in the airport with pajamas on.
Yeah.
Really?
And walking around in slippers.
Yes.
And their hair tied up.
And a bonnet.
Yeah. All the way, head to toe.
Let me tell you what happened. A couple of weeks ago, a friend of mine invited me to her birthday party. So I went to the birthday party, right? And I'm sitting there and I don't really know anybody. And I don't know anybody else, but I go to the birthday party and a girl walks in and she's got on a robe, like a terry cloth robe. And so you know how we do,
Right.
Yeah. And so then I noticed that she's got on slippers to match the robe. I mean, matched perfectly. So I look at her a little bit more, and she's got on pajamas. So I'm like, she got on the whole set. Don't get me wrong. The pajama pants, the slippers, and the robe matched perfectly. So then she sits next to me. And what do I see but the hospital bracelet? What? Where they do that at? So I put my plate down because I'm getting ready to go. There's no need for me to still be here, and I'm looking around so I can tell the birthday person, thank you for inviting me. I have to go. Right. So then the patient gets up. I'm at a birthday party, an adult birthday party. Right. The patient gets up to walk and she's got a big bandage on her neck. Was no need for me to say goodbye to anybody or anything, but this was the norm. Nobody was shocked. Nobody was like, baby, did you just break out of the hospital? Right. Nobody was like, shut the place down, fumigate and spray everything. Right. Nobody was shocked. So when I asked about it, I found out that she's in the hospital. Of course, we knew this.
Yeah.
And that from time to time, she will unplug herself from whatever and go to the club or to someone's having a party or a cookout, get a plate, hang out, and then go back to the hospital.
And the hospital let her do this.
No, they don't let her do this.
The hospital has to. They have to like let her sign out and sign back. When you
No,
come back, I'll be back in
she's
about 2
speaking out.
hours, and they sign
She
her back
probably
in.
says, I'm going to get a cigarette. I'm going because I'm gonna wheel myself down. She probably calls and says, hey, Pookie, Ray, meet me downstairs at the front door. Get John and them and meet me at the front door. And she wheels herself down for a cigarette, and they pick her up and take her to where she has to go. But no, my problem is no one was shocked.
Yeah, right.
They were speaking to her. She walked in with 2 other people and they were speaking to her. Hey, girl. Hey, nobody was like, girl, what are you doing here? This is what I'm saying. When we start to accept things like that, just like whoever the first person that wore pajamas was, and we were like, oh, okay. Somebody else did it. Now look. Like, so what do you wear at home? If you wear pajamas out, when you get home, what do you put on?
Put on a full 3-piece with a tie, and not just one of them regular ties, about a bow tie that you got to tie up.
They sitting around the house with ascots on. With
ascots, yes. I give you ascots with a pair of Stacey Adams. Yes.
You know what? I can't with you. I'm too through. But I think that wherever we've gone waywardly, the beginning of it was to stop doing some of the things that Big Mama, Grandma, Grammy, Nana, all of them, that same thing. Listen to this. Now we're not grandmas anymore. We're glammas.
Right. Nanas.
Yeah. We don't want to be grandma.
Right.
I used to say, I'm gonna be a big mama.
Okay.
My grandkids gonna call me Big Mama.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because my grandmother was Big Mama. She was a little bitty woman.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We talk about my father's mother. We called her Grammy. The whole city of Pontiac, adults and all, called her Grammy.
Okay.
So that's because she was a grandmother. Like, that was her identity. They didn't call her Pearl or Pearline. They called her Grammy. She would send us to the store with a note to buy cigarettes and beer for her.
Yeah.
And she would sign it Grammy.
There you have it.
Dear such and so, please give my grandchildren this and that.
Yeah.
Sincerely, Grammy. And they would say, oh, Grammy, tell Grammy we said hi.
Hey, that's privilege right there. Having that name comes with a lot of privilege.
Yes.
People honored their elders.
Yes.
Because they knew that these individuals knew a lot.
Yes.
And also they were held to be respected.
Absolutely.
No matter what.
And you can't do a TikTok video with a Grammy. Like, if her name is Grammy, you're not gonna be like, Grammy, come do this dancing. And you're not gonna ask Grammy. You're not gonna say Big Mama. Because even when you say it, you gotta say, Big Mama, you gotta say it just right.
Yeah.
You gotta say it just right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We got work to do.
Yeah.
We got work to do.
Yeah.
Listen.
I think we need to go back to our civil rights, the civil rights movement, where we came from.
Yes.
What we have to do in order to stay in the high idea of who we are as a people.
Yes.
To not let that go, because even though you think that things are better, they are a little, but not on the mental aspect of life.
Right. Yes.
Because there's still a big hold mentally on our people. And most of it comes from us, from each other. And then the rest of it comes from the other.
Official oppression.
New law.
The rest of it comes. It's official oppression.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I am going next weekend, or this coming weekend, I'm going to the National African American History Museum in DC.
In DC, yeah.
Yes. Yes, so I have not been. I'm really, really excited to get to go. I'm going with Messiah University, and it's called Thriving Together Communities against communities for against segregation and violence or something like that. So I'm really, really excited about that. So next week I will certainly be talking about that. It seems like we have been only on here for a few minutes, but I think our time is up. But I did want to go to our questions because we only got 3 out of the 6 answers. And it was name a professional sports team named after a bird.
Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Yeah.
Cardinals is number 2 with 20 people said Cardinals. Good answer.
Yep. And Blue Jays.
Blue Jays is number 3. Go ahead. With 7 people. You're missing just 1.
I'm missing 1.
Yes, you're missing just 1. It's I was gonna give you a hint.
Give me 1 hint, please.
Give you a hint?
Yeah, give me a hint.
I think Akeem Olajuwon. I don't know.
Oh, the Pelicans?
No.
Okay,
Akeem Olajuwon, that's a new team.
That's new.
Yeah.
I think Akeem Olajuwon played for the Houston Rockets.
Oh, did he? I didn't say it was right. I said I think. I did not say it was right. So the answer is the Hawks. Who played? Who played for the Hawks?
That's basketball. That's Dominique Wilkins.
No, Dominique Wilkins, I think.
Yeah, Dominique. Yeah.
Maybe that's who I'm thinking.
Dominique, yeah.
No, or who did Moses Malone, the mailman? Didn't he play for the Hawks?
Moses Malone, I believe he did.
Okay, we'll work on that. We have to.
I'm gonna look that
show
up.
That we have to work on that.
I forgot about the Hawks. I forgot about that basketball team.
Yeah. So we had the Eagles, Cardinals, Blue Jays, Ravens, Falcons, and the Hawks. Mom said she's going on June 2nd. My mom will be going to the museum on June 2nd. So maybe we can get her to come on and tell us. I'd love to hear, Mom, I'd love for you to come on and tell us your perspective and how you enjoyed and what you thought about the museum. I really think that would be a really good balance to see what you thought about it.
I think that'd be a good trip for my new organization.
Oh, let's hear about it real quick. And then next week, you got to come back and tell us about it.
Okay, so I started a nonprofit called The Passageway.
Okay.
And it's to help young people through traumatic issues.
Okay. Does it have anything to do with your backdrop?
Yeah. This backdrop right here. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's very nice. That's very nice. So The Passageway. So promise you'll come back and we can talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next time.
And this time we're going to write a list and we're going to stick to the subject because we didn't get to half the stuff that we text.
There's a lot of segues.
Just took a left turn a couple of times, but that's okay because I believe that we are right back where we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
So you also have a program coming up.
Yeah.
Mr. Chris, do you have?
There it is. There it goes.
So Speak on Sisters. Go ahead, tell us about it.
Yeah, Speak on Sisters is a spoken word event for all women. Back in November, I did Hear the Brothers. Now in March, Women's Month, we're doing Speak on Sisters. And we have Aisha Mason here from LA, Stella the Poet here from LA. Taveen Gibson is in Buffalo. She'll be playing the piano live. She's a great piano player. We have Coach L or Larnice. She'll be doing some spoken word. And we have Jeanette Warren Askew. Now, if you've never heard of Jeanette has been around in Buffalo for many years. And so she's really, really good. She's a dear friend of mine, and she's going to knock the roof off. So this is going to be at St. Bonaventure University, March 14th at 11:30 a.m.
Okay. Do you have openings for more poets?
What? I was just thinking, as I was thinking about you was talking about the fact that you our writer, there could be a spot if I can't find a student. So I'll let you know.
Well, do by all means let me know. I don't
I'll
mind
let you
right up. Let me know. Let me know.
I will.
So also I have coming up in May, Minister Chris is right on it.
Yes,
The
he
Worthy
is.
Matrons Council of the International Free and Accepted Modern Masons in Order of the Eastern Star. We're sponsoring a bus trip to Sight and Sound Theater in Lancaster, or as they say, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And it's on May 20th, 2023. Yeah, they say Lancaster here. And as soon as I say it, they know I got it wrong. But the Sight and Sound, they're doing Moses, and they have like, it's really their plays, if you've never been, it's live. Like for real live, like they have animals and all sorts of things. So the information is there. I'll put it on my page. Anyone that's interested, and anyone in Harrisburg that's interested, you probably won't want to go to Philly to catch the bus. So it'll be a different, I believe it's 120 just from Harrisburg, but you can reach out to me or Sister Vermeil Blake or Sister Christine Johnson, and I will post the information as well. And if you are thinking about a show, if you have an idea for a show, if you have an idea for anything like that, then listen, this guy right here, this guy is cool. It doesn't get any better than that right there. Minister Chris Thomas, he's got the Voice 1704, the Voice TV. He and Melissa Hall Thomas are doing all sorts of things. They are making it happen. So definitely reach out to them. They will, they have all sorts of shows throughout the week. So when you're scrolling through on social media, stop by the Voice 17104 and check them out. And we will be here again next week, same place, same time. Hopefully, Jason, you'll be able to join me, because we got a conversation that we need to write down what we're going to say, script it out, and we're going to read it, and we are going to stick
verbatim
to the script. Yes. I think that it was, but yes, we're going to stick, and we'll send it to Mom so that she can approve it first, and we'll make sure that we're good with it. So listen, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Jason. I'm sure you made Taft proud as always. It is great to see you. Always great to see you. So we will see you next week. And if you have an idea or something that we should talk about, hit me up on Facebook, and we can talk about it.
Yeah.